Thank you.
Have a good one. Take care. Have a great night.
You too.
Now, you might be wondering, Jeric, what did you do to your apartment? It looks so much nicer now. So believe it or not, I actually do not own this apartment. I do not have such eccentric taste, unlike this Airbnb owner. I'm actually in Boston for the weekend for 2 reasons, one of which I will reveal later on. But the one reason I can tell you is I'm here for an anime convention. So as someone who has watched a ton of anime, I've always dreamt of like going to an anime convention, you know, hanging out with fans of this medium that I've loved for many years now. But every year I see these videos on my feed of people fighting through crowds at these convention centers that clearly did not anticipate the number of people show up. That sort of experience kind of deterred me from ever considering going to a large anime convention like Anime Expo in Los Angeles or Anime NYC, so I never thought I'd be able to go and enjoy one. That is hopefully until this weekend. So unlike the anime conventions I just mentioned, Anime Boston is a fan run convention and they've been doing this for at least 20 years now. They've been running this convention since before anime was considered cool and mainstream and all that. You probably got made fun of if you liked anime back in the early 2000s. So with 20 years of experience under their belt, I'm hoping that they have the logistics down pat. The convention runs from Friday to Sunday. I actually don't fly out of Boston until Tuesday because that is the cheapest day to fly out of here. If you stuck around this channel long enough, you'll note that the last time I was in Boston was in 2017 when I was visiting colleges and universities. And before that, my first time in Boston was in 2013 when I was in town for a school trip when I was in middle school. I don't know if those vlogs are still up. They're pretty embarrassing. I might have privatized them. But anyway, it is like almost midnight and I gotta wake up early for registration. So I will see you guys in the morning when we go pick up my badge. Good morning, everyone. Here is today's fit check. I'm wearing my Hololive Omocat collaboration hoodie featuring none other than Fubuki right there on the back, and on the front, a little crown motif to represent her. It is still raining outside. I'm pretty sure Boston, as well as the rest of the East Coast, is on flood watch. And I did not bring shoes that are suitable for the rain. I brought shoes that emphasize comfortability over practicality because I'm going to be walking a lot at the convention center. But I'm absolutely starving right now, so I'm going to get some breakfast, then I'm going to head to registration to pick up my badge, and then I'm going to make my way over to the auditorium for the opening ceremony. So right now I'm just waiting for my Uber. It's coming in about 3 minutes or so, and it's not looking good outside, I'll tell you that. Very wet and dreary out. Gonna have to sprint to my Uber once it gets here.
I'm Mari. I'm Suzu.
I am Lady Beard. We are Seno Lady Beard.
So there are these QR codes at every panel at Anime Boston where if you scan that QR code right there, it'll take you to a landing page that's basically like a visual novel. So it has custom like storylines for every panel you go to. I think it's really cool. The effort this probably took is incredible. And there is my avatar. So the more QR codes I scan, I guess the higher my our score gets, I suppose. Finally managed to find my program guide right here. Now I am in the dealer's hall where there are a bunch of vendors selling all sorts of anime merchandise.
So for your reference, this is a medium. Do you think this is a good size for you?
Let me see.
It does shrink a little bit anyways.
It does shrink a little bit. I think medium's fine. I think, yeah. Awesome, thank you. You guys don't have any bags or anything? Or? No? Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Okay, I am finally back at my Airbnb. God, it's been 8 years since I last been to a con, so I have forgotten how exhausting con life can be. Anyway, I wanted to visit a bunch of these restaurants that I found on Google Maps, but I do not have time for that because it is 9:12 p.m. and I gotta wake up early again tomorrow. So while I eat my ramen, let me tell you how my day went. So the opening ceremonies consisted of a couple of guests of honor, a couple of voice actors who were promoting their panels, telling people to come hang out with them. I personally wasn't familiar with them because I don't, or I should say rarely watch dub anime. So I wasn't too particularly like attached to anyone, but they had the entire dub cast of Oshinoko come on, which was pretty cool. I didn't go to their panel just because one, I didn't watch the Oshinoko dub, and two, I kind of know what happens or is gonna happen in season 2 because I'm caught up with the manga. So take a look at this ramen. Oh, I forgot the broth. Oh my God, it's hot. Slowly. All right, let's try not to spill the broth all over this table. Amazing. Take a look. I'm gonna grab the camera real quick. This is what my ramen looks like. Looks pretty darn good if I do say so myself. The pork is really succulent and the scallions, top tier. One thing that I caught that I thought was pretty funny was the dub voice actress for, I believe, Kana, and then later Akane told everyone to, you know, come out to our panel and we can finally settle the question of who Aqua should be with, which if you're caught up with the manga and have read chapter 143, I don't know, man. I feel like that question's already been decided. I then went to the Western and Eastern Media Influences panel, and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, but it was still cool, I guess. I thought the panel would be about anime's influence on like modern day pop culture and such, but this was more of a panel that talked about the history of anime and why it all started. It was kind of like a thing pre-World War II and this whole war between, you know, the United States and Japan, and animation and a bunch of stuff about propaganda and Disney, and it was pretty interesting. I never knew about it, but I can't say that it was what I came there for. One thing I will complain about was that there was this guy in the row behind me who kept on interrupting the speaker, interjecting his own thoughts about whatever she was talking about. I thought that was pretty rude of him. It was pretty lax in terms of panel moderation. There wasn't really anyone like doing crowd control because it was a pretty small panel. There was only some audio-visual people. There wasn't even a mic person. There was just like a mic at the center of the room where people could speak and like ask questions, but people just shouted out. But I don't expect that to be like the norm. I think just because it was a smaller panel, people felt more comfortable in doing that, but I feel like at large panels, people would not have the audacity to do something like that. Then I grabbed some lunch. I paid $16 for like a chicken Caesar wrap that I didn't even get to finish, which is probably gonna be my lunch tomorrow, and a yogurt parfait that was like $7. So pretty outrageous, but I did not have time to go out and eat lunch at an actual restaurant. So then in the afternoon around 4, I went to the world premiere of Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, an original anime by Doga Kobo. I knew absolutely nothing about the show. There was no published summary out there, so I went in completely blind, and after watching episode 1, I have a good feeling about this one. It has some legs to it, and I think it might be a sleeper hit. It had some really nice music to it. The aesthetic at night is really cool as well. It takes place in modern day Shibuya in Tokyo. If you ask me what genre it's considered, I'd say maybe like slice of life music, cute girls doing cute things, maybe a dash of Yuri, but it's too early to tell. I can only stick around for one episode because I had to line up for the Hololive Meet karaoke party featuring Muna, Watame, and Iris from Hololive. The event was really fun. What made it really fun was the fact that there was a bunch of fans that were dressed in, I believe it's called Happy, H-A-P-P-I, and they had like a bunch of like light sticks and pen lights, and they were like going at it. They were like hardcore. I think the funniest part about that karaoke party was that there was this one guy in the very front who was frozen in these weird looking poses whenever the VTuber would perform. He was like frozen in place like this, or like this, or like pointing, or doing something like this. I'm pretty sure he did that for a full 2 hours, and it did not go unnoticed. Muna and Iris were like cracking up over this. They were slightly concerned, but it seems like he was doing fine. Anything to get the attention of your Oshi, am I right? One thing I will complain about the karaoke party was that the sound mixes for Muna and Watame were really off. I was wearing my AirPods so that my ears wouldn't get blown out, but even so, the sound mixes for Watame and Muna had their vocals like really low and the instrumentals like really loud. Whereas for Iris, her levels were perfectly balanced. I could make out her singing as well as the instrumental track she was singing to. I think her performance was my favorite just because 1, audio sounded better, and 2, the song selection she chose was really interesting. She sang Friday by Rebecca Black, not the hyperpop version, unfortunately. I really wanted her to break out the hyperpop version, but she just sang the regular version from 2011, 2010. Bling Bang Bang Born, the song by Creepy Nuts that's been going viral recently as the opening to the 2nd season of Mashal. And then her penultimate song was Boku wa, which is the opening for the 2nd season of Boku Yaba, otherwise known as The Dangers in My Heart. It's such a great song. I was very surprised that she picked it. I was not expecting it, so good on Iris, great singer, go check her out. And that's it. So I was gonna go to the Queen Bee concert, but it was gonna be for 2 hours and end at 10:30. I only know one song from them, Mephisto, the ending to Oshi no Ko. So I didn't think it was worth staying at the convention center just for that. There was also a panel that I wanted to go to about anime that make you cry or have made you cry, but that panel was gonna take an hour and I would have probably been out of the convention center close to midnight. So I wasn't really feeling that, and I just wanted to, come back here and eat my ramen. Day 1 was a lot of fun. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Day 2 on Saturday. There's a lot more stuff to do, more panels to go to, more cosplayers to meet, but I will save all of the details for what I'm going to be doing for tomorrow. So I will see you guys in the morning when I'm eating breakfast.